Hey guys, welcome back to another plan with me. This week I'm planning from January, 20th to the 26th, and I'm using this Apple Blossom Prince Co kit called Frosty Treehouse. This is the printable version, but she does have quite a few physical options. But the printable version does come with everything, which is really nice. So you can see I have a lot here, and normally I would have Frankensteined some sheets in order to save paper and stuff, but I just couldn't handle that. I just wanted something easy, so I printed everything, cut everything. And so this is much more than I needed, but oh well. Now, if I sound a little different, it's because I was just listening to this voiceover and my intro is so fucking long and boring. I didn't want to put you through that, so I'm not home right now, but I want to get this video up tonight. So we're just going to attempt to do this without my planner in front of me. I don't know, but I do remember the gist of what this week was about. And the main thing that happened this week was it was the week where it was in the single digits and teens every single day. So I did not leave my apartment. I worked remote every single day, even though I'm supposed to be in person Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but there was no way in hell I was walking in this weather. And I was just getting pissed off that I'm even expected to while my boss is working fully remote. It's a little ridiculous that she gets... I've mentioned this so many times. Can you tell I'm bitter? But it's ridiculous that she gets to work remote 6 months out of the year so that she can live in her two houses. But then we are expected to come into the office still, even when she's not here. And in the winter, she is in Denver in summer and winter, so she doesn't have to deal with the crazy heat or the freezing cold. So anyway, I just decided I was not going in. I don't care. I draw the line at walking in 6-degree weather. And if you're wondering why I don't take the bus, please don't ask. I have so many reasons. It gives me such bad anxiety. I have really bad motion sickness. It's never on time. And fuck off, I'm not spending $60 a month to take the bus to my stupid job. So there's all those reasons. And also, might I add, if you didn't know, when I first got this job, I told myself that I would only take the job if it was 1 day in office, because there was no way in hell I was commuting to Center City more than 1 day a week, because there's no parking here unless you want to park in a garage and pay $30 fucking dollars, which I don't want to every, 3 days a week? No. And in my interview, I asked how many days it was, and she said 1 day. So when it ended up switching to 3 days, mandatory, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. Anyway, when I was only 1 day in office, I could come in any day I wanted to. I always came in on Mondays because I hate being here. I'm in the office, by the way. So I just wanted to get it over with. But let's say there was a torrential downpour or a snowstorm, or it was going to be 2 degrees. I would just come in on Tuesday or Wednesday, Unfortunately, I no longer have that option. Long way to say I was not going in this week. I couldn't pay me to come in. That's also a big reason why I chose this kit, because it's a Frosty house kit, and it was frosty outside and I was in the house. As far as what else went on this week, the main thing was that I was really... my social battery was so drained. I was very down. I was feeling really sad for no reason other than that I've been burnt out. I'm still burnt out. That's a big part of it, but then also because I was away all weekend and I hadn't had any time basically between work to just be by myself. Sorry if you can hear a bunch of banging. They're doing construction on the floor above us. Anyway, I need a lot of time to recuperate after being around people all weekend, and I didn't get that this week. I ended up spending 2 nights bleaching Joe's hair for him, which was fun. We hung out, we watched something, but still, it doesn't matter. I really need alone time to, recharge. And then I also went to a party Friday night that I didn't want to skip because we were invited by a new friend who we've only known a few months, and we really like her, and we hadn't seen her in a while, so I wanted to make sure that we went, even though I didn't want to go. And then on Saturday, I was out all day with my best friend, and I drove us around. And if you didn't know, I fucking hate driving. I'm a very nervous, anxious driver because I no longer drive. Basically, I come home Monday morning, park my car, and I don't move my car until Friday evening. And then even during the weekend, I rarely drive. So I'm out of practice. I'm in an area where people drive like assholes. And when I'm driving and I don't know where I'm going, following the GPS and having to like get over 4 lanes really quickly, it's not great when you're already anxious. Point being, I drove my friend and me around all Saturday to run a bunch of errands, and I was really happy to spend the day with her. But again, I was just feeling really drained. But that's really all that happened this week. It was really fucking cold, and I was really fucking sad. And I think besides that, did anything worth mentioning happen? Oh, one thing I will say. Now, let me preface this with, I do not think that the host of the party is like a messy, dirty hoarder person at all. I think what happened, because we were talking about this after the party, I think what happened is that she had just moved into this place a few months ago, and she had renovated her kitchen. She had to gut her entire kitchen and redo it. And she's also on a ground floor. Cockroaches are more likely if you live in a basement or ground floor unit. Obviously, if you're on first, second, third floor, fourth floor, it's less likely that it will happen unless your like neighbors have an infestation or something. Point is, I did not find this out until after we left. Joe didn't want to tell me and freak me out, but he saw multiple cockroaches climbing like in the chip bowl and in like an empty tray of dip. And like, so the first one he saw, he didn't want to like embarrass her or make a scene or anything. So he like managed to get the roach on the floor, and he like killed it and threw it away. But I was mortified because I ate chips out of that bowl. So I really wish he would have told me, but he didn't want to tell me because he thought I would like have a huge reaction and then draw attention. So, but again, I don't think it's because she's like a gross, nasty person who leaves food everywhere. She just got a brand new kitchen. I think it's because of all the construction and all that. It was an older house. Maybe the previous owners had roaches. I have no idea, but yeah. And that's pretty much it. I feel like I had a really busy week, but I don't really have much to say. So let's just get into the day by day. Starting with Monday, the first thing I marked was that I was fucking exhausted, and I'm sure you can see why. I got home after 1 a.m. and after cleaning the apartment, doing the cat litter, getting ready for bed, it was 2:20 when I finally like turned off the lights and went to bed. So the next morning, waking up at 7:30 was just painful. I did work remote, luckily, using, oh my God, I even read the name of this fucking shop before I started this video. Anyway, sorry, can't remember again, but with one of these stickers, I marked working. Then with this anxiety munchkin, I just marked that I was feeling really anxious and sad because that's how I am after socializing a lot. Then with this IKEA emoji, I marked that we got our 2 like wardrobe cabinet things delivered from IKEA, and the delivery driver, I was so annoyed because he like wasn't understanding that our like front door is not on the same street as our address. And I was I gave him very detailed written instructions and verbal instructions on how to get to our apartment. Like I told him which address to put in to get to our front door. He's like, yeah, okay. And then he didn't do it, but he recently moved to the US. He's foreign, so I think he was a little confused, but he was super nice. He even offered to take his shoes off, which I did not make him do. I already was fully ready because it was snowing outside too. So I was fully ready for like work workers to come in and make my floors all gross. I had already made peace with that. So no, I definitely was not about to ask him to take his shoes on and off as he went in and out with these really heavy boxes. But the fact that he asked is so nice. I feel like that's rare. Then with this printable shoe, I marked that I walked 5,000 steps on the treadmill. With this camera from Erica G Designs, I marked that I filmed. With this allergy emoji, I just marked that I had like a really weird little thing on my lash line, like a little gross looking thing. It's gone. It ended up being nothing, and eventually I like ripped it off. Sorry if that's gross, but it was just bothering me this night because I was already like not doing well. I've already been having like a ton of issues with my skin, and so I'm like, oh great. Now my eyes have pimples. Anyway, then with this piggy bank sticker from a printable kit, I marked that I did my savings challenge with another one of these Beautiful Mess. Is it Beautiful Mess? Anyway, with one of these, I marked that I watched Twin Peaks in bed, and then the final thing on Monday was reading. And this is from Papershire. Moving on to Tuesday with a pair of slippers from a printable kit, I marked that I slept in. With this Prairie Planner ice sticker, I marked that it was 8 degrees outside. With this Munchkin in bed from Once More with Love, I marked that I worked remote. With this Munchkin making a bed, I marked that I washed the sheets. With this Drama Queen Munchkin, I marked that I can't do last minute. I was being dramatic because Joe wanted to come bleach his hair that day, and I need like 48 hours notice, at least 24 hours notice. So the fact that he wanted to come that day and I had already had my entire evening planned down to the millisecond, it like really fucked me up. But I pivoted, I managed, but that's when I shed a little tear because I was like, well, there goes all of my big plans for the evening. Then with this cat from Papershire, I marked that Janet freaked out. Joe ended up spending the night. I felt really bad for him because he didn't get any sleep either. Neither one of us slept. Janet was like screaming out in the living room, and I didn't know what was going on. And in my sleepy state, I didn't think to like call her. I was just hoping she would stop screaming. But eventually I got out of bed and went to the bathroom. And when she heard me go to the bathroom, she ran into the bathroom with me and was like acting as if she hadn't seen me for 10 years. And then she followed me to the bedroom and went to sleep next to me, and all was good. I think so. She's a little bit of a special cat, and she has specific spots that she sleeps at specific times of day. And where Joe was sleeping, that is her spot. And I think it like messed her up because he hasn't stayed over in quite a while. So anyway, once she like recalibrated, I guess, she was fine. She went right to sleep. But yeah, I think him being in her spot like confused her. And then the final thing for Tuesday with this Fox and Cactus sticker was that I got no sleep. Moving on to Tuesday, the first thing I marked was that I worked remote again, and this, I believe, is just another sticker left over from Printable. I think these are all from, like, Pink Planner Shop kits. Then with this bread from Sticky Perks, and then these bananas that I very messily, not very carefully, cut out from a Coffee Monsters Co. emoji. I marked that Joe had brought me banana bread, and I ate it for breakfast. With this emoji drinking a Red Bull, I marked that this was a 2 Red Bull day because of the lack of, I just kept not sleeping every single night. Then with, with this Happy Munchkin, I marked that Joe took the litter out for me. So I didn't have to go outside. That was nice. With this silhouette from Fox and Cactus, I marked that I printed and cut a kit. With this, again, sticker from a printable, I believe, I marked that I swept. With this GP Studio folded laundry sticker, I marked that I went through my socks and workout clothing. With this old icon, I think from SPC, but I'm not totally sure, I marked that I had Janet cuddles and watched Twin Peaks. And then the final thing on Wednesday with this Once More with Love sticker was that I read. Moving on to Thursday, the first thing I marked was that I once again got no sleep. I'm not really sure why this time, but I didn't, and I used a Papershire. This is actually a hungover sticker, but I'm not hungover very often anymore in my mature age. So I sort of got these stickers for like being tired or just like feeling like shit. So that's why I used this sticker for the no sleep. Then with this Not Today Fuckers Munchkin, I marked, fuck this, I'm working remote again. Like there was no way I was going out in that weather. With this Prairie Planner, like wardrobe dresser situation, and again, a leftover sticker from a printable kit, I marked that I organized my dresser completely. Then with these sneakers from, I think, Scribble Prints Co., I marked that I walked 7,000 steps and did a glute workout. Then with this really cool sticker from, Something Addiction, I think. I don't know. I've had this for a really long time. I honestly can't remember, but I marked that I finished going through all of my clothing. Then with this Scribble Prints Co. sticker, I marked that I bleached Joe's hair again, and then we watched the challenge, and I used this Carly Plan sticker for that. Then moving on to Friday, the first thing I marked with this Annoyed Girl from Fox and Cactus and this leftover card sticker, I marked that I got an alert from my bank that someone had attempted to use my credit card, and they caught it before they let the charge go through. So it was canceled, but that still meant that I had to like take care of it and get a new card and blah, blah, blah. Then with another one of these mess something stickers, I marked LinkedIn drama. I forgot to talk about this. I'll just be quick about it. Long story short, I now have been forced to post on LinkedIn once a week for my job. And fortunately, my boss does not expect me to write LinkedIn posts because I'm not equipped. I'm not an engineer, so I can't actually write any of these. So what she's told me to do is go to our company page, scroll through, see if I can find one that sounds like it's appropriate for US and Canada, and then she, instead of reposting it, wants me to copy and paste everything, save, whatever photos, and then make my own post from that post, essentially just like copy and paste. So I always send them to her for approval because I don't know like which codes are used in what countries and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she gave me the green light for this one specific post. And this day she's messaging me telling me that my post has ruffled some feathers and I need to take it down. And I'm like sick to my stomach. I'm thinking that someone at my home office is mad at me for like copying their post or something. Because I was like, well, what's wrong? And she's like, apparently credit wasn't given. And I was like, oh my God, am I supposed to be giving credit for these? Anyway, long story short, I eventually got it out of her. No, the original poster on my... Oh. Jesus. Okay. The original poster did not give credit to the person who created the images. And so it wasn't my fault, but the creator saw my post for whatever reason. They didn't see the one on the company page. They saw mine and started freaking out because I hadn't given them credit for their pictures, of course, because the original poster hadn't given them credit for pictures. Anyway, I was like ready to cry, which I marked with this Once More with Love sticker, because I was like, how dare you word this in a way that makes me think that I messed up? And don't call this my post just because it was on my page. Like, we both know this was not my post. This is somebody else's post. I'm just reposting, sort of. Anyway, it was just pissed me off so much. I was ready to rage quit because I'm like, I'm already so sick of my job. I feel like I'm just having to do more things that I don't want to do. That we're not part of the agreement at first, and that's fine, but I have a limit. So anyway, I was freaking out, so I called my friend just to bitch for a second, and I used this telephone from the Prairie Planner. Then with a Fox and Cactus sticker, I marked that after work I just took a nap under the electric blanket with Janet, and then I started scrolling on my phone, and I started to get I could feel myself getting depressed after just scrolling and scrolling. So I stopped myself. But before that, I marked getting depressed from scrolling with this Rotting in Bed Munchkin from Once More with Love. Then with this Squish from Fox and Cactus, I marked that I did a back workout. I finally forced myself out of the bed to do that. With this Prairie Planner makeup sticker, I marked that I got ready because we were going to the party. Then I was driving my roommate and myself to Joe's apartment, and he would drive us all to the party. So we walk out to my car, and my fucking front license plate is completely bent like a book, like all the way in half. And I was like, oh my God, my first instinct was someone was trying to steal it. But she was like, oh, someone probably backed into it and like ripped it off. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess that happened. But after Joe saw it, he's like, no, somebody tried to steal that. Because if it got stuck on a car, that would not have happened. And he's right. So I think someone was trying to steal my front license plate. Anyway, what really bothers me is it's no longer perfect. It was brand new. It was perfect. And now it's warped because even though I bent it back, you can't exactly make it perfect again. So that pissed me off. I had it on there for like, less than a month. Then with this, and this WTF sticker is from Rabbit Hole Handcraft Studio. With this Coffee Monsters Co. sticker, I marked that I had to scrape off all the ice on my car, and I wasn't really planning for that, so I didn't have gloves. It was fucking awful. Then with these balloons from the Prairie Planner, I marked that we went to the party. With this nauseous Stick with the Plan Co. sticker, I marked the cockroach situation that I found out later. And then with this SPC clock icon, I marked that I went to bed at 4 a.m. Gross. Then moving on to Saturday, the first thing I marked was that I weighed myself, and I was very relieved that I haven't gained any weight. And I used a Pumpkin Paper Coterra for that. Then with this Red Bull can from Design Ski Sticker Co., I marked that I watched YouTube and drank my Red Bull. I accidentally wrote my Sunday plan there, so if you see that on Instagram, ignore it. It's supposed to be Red Bull and YouTube. Then with this Coffee Monsters Co. sticker, I marked that I went to pick my roommate up and drive out to where we were going to eat. With these Once More with Love munchkins, I marked going to Chili's. Then with another one of these stickers, I marked I hate driving. I hate driving so much, and I'm also still not totally used to this car because I don't drive Monday through almost all of Friday. And then on the weekends, I also barely drive. So I'm not used to the blind spots, and the area we were in was really busy, and I didn't know where I was going. So at some points, I would have to get over like 3 lanes in order to make my turn, and I was not having a good time. I really hate driving. Have I mentioned that? I hate driving. Then with these munchkins running errands, I marked that we ran some errands. With the Squish from Fox and Cactus, I marked that we went to my apartment. I had to drop her off, but it also made sense for me to drop all my shit off. There was absolutely no parking. There never is on a Saturday night, so I illegally parked on like a random sidewalk a block over. It was fine. I didn't get a ticket, but I was rushing. I was like, basically this was me. I tried to only take one trip with all of my bags because I didn't want to have to go back and forth. And then also I had a lot of refrigerated foods, so I had to put all that away before I could go back to Joe's. But anyway, no ticket, so all good. When we went out, we both got a new ice cream to try, and I'm so mad. I was about to get the banana pudding flavor, but I panicked because I've had the Trader Joe's banana pudding ice cream and I didn't really like it. So now I'm like scared to get store brand, like not store brand, but the type of ice cream you get at the grocery store. I'm nervous to get that. I feel like I need to get it from like Cold Stone or another sort of like ice cream place. Anyway, so I chickened out of that, got a flavor from Ben & Jerry's, and I hated it. Maybe this is just me, but I always want to like Ben & Jerry's, but they always miss the mark for me because they'll list all of these delicious sounding things. Like this had salted caramel and brownies and like some other stuff. I open it up, it's basically plain ice cream with like a random little nibble of chocolate and almost no caramel in the entire thing. So, and I do not like plain ice cream. The only way I will eat plain ice cream if it's chocolate, strawberry, or vanilla on top of some sort of hot baked good, Anyway, so that was a little bit of a bummer, but this ice cream sticker is from Piper Paper Company. Then with the Pumpkin Paper Coterra, I marked that we watched the movie Fall, and I loved it. I think I will watch it again. It was really good. Very much enjoyed. The acting is cringe as hell, and in the beginning, I was a little nervous because I thought it was going to be really bad, and we both ended up really liking it. Then finally, moving on to Sunday, the first thing I marked was that everything was just taking so long to me. I was like ready to go, and I don't know, we were running errands and everything was just taking way too fucking long. Then with this emo squish, I marked that I spilled my Red Bull. I was so upset, but I was freezing and we were in the car, so I was wearing gloves. And I think the car like hit a little, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I think the car hit like a little bump, and that I didn't have like a strong enough grip, and the Red Bull slipped down in my glove and like fell all over my scarf and stuff. I was sad. Then with with this Carly Plans RX bottle, I marked going to CVS. With this Emoti, like doing retail, I marked that Amazon pickup was a nightmare. I had to pick up a package and Joe had to pick up a package, and I went in to get both. And I kept telling the girl, like, no, I have 2 packages. And she's like, oh, no, it's probably just in the same box. It says that you only have 1 order. I was like, no, one's mine, and I'm picking another one up for somebody else. And she, like, wasn't getting it. And this was after standing in the world's longest line. They had, I think, 3 people doing returns and this one girl doing all the pickups. It was not efficient. But what do I know? I was getting really upset, and again, almost cried. I like this whole week. I don't know. Then with another one of these such and such stickers, I marked that I took a shower, because normally I shower at night, but we weren't really doing anything. So I was like, I'm taking advantage of this. I'm going to get my shower over with now. So it was nice to have like the whole evening ahead of me after my shower. Then with this Munchkin reading, I marked that I read. With this Emoti carrying a food bag, I marked that we went to McDonald's. And then with this Pumpkin Paper Co. TV, which was actually the last sticker on this sticker sheet, I marked that we watched Heretic. And I think that was my favorite movie I've watched so far this year. And I've probably watched 8 or 9 movies since January 1st to now. Hands down my favorite. It was so good. And I mean, it's hard not to agree with the quote unquote villain in this movie. And he's charming. He's charming because is it Hugh Grant? He's so charming. But anyway, I loved it. Then with this Anxious Munchkin, I marked that I had really bad night sweats and I kept having nightmares all night. So once again, I did not have a good night's sleep. That's probably why I was crying all week, or about to cry all week, because I just wasn't sleeping. But anyway, that's everything for this week. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.